So around 7:51 a.m., we received calls for smoke coming out of one of the windows. So crews immediately got on scene. We were trying to locate the actual source of the fire for where it was starting. It was a little bit challenging to figure out where exactly the fire was originating from, but at the same time, we are simultaneously evacuating the entire building out of an abundance of caution because we don't want anybody else to get hurt.
Okay. And when you arrived, what did you find?
So when crews arrived on scene, they were seeing smoke coming from various locations. So again, it was a little bit challenging to figure out where exactly the fire originated from.
And tell us the update on the person that was inside.
Of course. So once we did locate the fire, it was in a third floor unit, in between the third and second floor, actually. So it was somewhere in between, which was a little unusual. So we located the fire, and we also unfortunately located one person who was deceased in their apartment unit.
Are there any other injuries outside of that?
We are not aware of any other injuries at this time. So we are going to have the rest of the building will most likely be able to reoccupy their units at some point in the day. We're trying to air out all of the smoke damage. But right now, the third floor and the second floor of that one side of the building, those are the only ones being displaced. I don't have how many people live in those units just yet, but it'll only be essentially 2 apartments will be impacted. So as far as who is displaced, so we have the apartment of origin with one deceased occupant, and then we have the unit below that, which will have some smoke and some water damage.
When someone dies in a fire like this, what happens next in the investigation?
Sure. So the process, whenever we have a fire fatality, you'll notice that Tacoma Police Department is on the scene. So in addition to our fire investigators just trying to investigate what started this fire, we have Tacoma Police Department investigating the actual death.
Okay. And my impression is that happens any time.
It does. So anytime we have anyone who we pull out who is deceased, we bring in Tacoma Police to investigate, just to make sure that we want to make sure that we know what happened, right? Like, we can make the assumption that someone died of smoke inhalation, when we pull them out, but we don't really know what happened before that. And that's where Tacoma Police come in, and they can investigate further to make sure that that really was what led up to the person's death. You'll see our crews are rolling up their hoses and getting ready to clear out and become ready for other calls. But most likely we will remain on scene. We'll have one or two engines on scene just to make sure that nothing sparks back up. And in addition to that, as I mentioned before, our fire investigator is inside the unit of origin right now trying to investigate what started that. So you'll see our investigator, possibly one engine, and then Tacoma Police are on scene as well.
I didn't catch.
Sure.
Is it just contained to the one unit?
Sure. So the actual fire damage is contained. So the fire damage is actually to 2 units, and that's because in this particular circumstance, the fire was burning kind of in between, possibly in the floor. So we have 2 units that are impacted. I think that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
No, that does.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a little weird because it was, again, like we had a fire burning in the floor, which impacts both units. But of course, smoke rises up, so that third floor unit is obviously going to be most impact, and that was where we had the person who died.